When I was 12, I remember I smoked weed for the first time, marijuana, and it was all overridden. Like, it was
Yeah,
like
yeah,
my whole system went back to, oh, I didn't feel like there was anything wrong with me. I felt safe, like the whole nervous system just calmed down, my mind calmed down, and it was like relief, and
mm, right.
relief from everything I'd been carrying, because that was my normal. I'd never actually experienced anything but a traumatized state.
Yeah, yeah.
I probably, I'd had moments of being happy as a kid and playing around and all of that sort of stuff, but it was always there undercurrent in the background.
But your overall experience was of
Yeah,
a
it
really
was,
jarred nervous system,
yeah,
hypervigilance. Yeah.
very much so.
Right. Mm.
And so when I smoked pot for the first time, it was like everything came back to calm and safe. So of course I did it again.
Right. Yeah.
And
Yeah,
but
no, it
because I
makes
was
sense, right?
yeah, it does, and it's understandable, completely understandable.
Yeah.
Um, and but because I'd been bullied as well, pretty severely, all through primary school. When I hit high school, I made a decision sort of unconsciously that I'm not going to be bullied anymore. I'm going to become the tough guy. So I made friends with the people that were already going in and out of juvie, and
Mhm.
were a couple years older than me. We, using drugs at school and all of that sort of stuff. So I unconsciously sort of made friends with them because I felt safe around them.
Right.
When I was
Mhm.
around them, my nervous system got that same. It relaxed
Hmm.
because I felt safe. No one would harm me if I'm
Right.
around them.
Right. If you're with that group. Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel that happens to a lot of people as well. Like looking back, so many people who were involved in the things I was involved in were doing the same thing,
Right.
covering up that deep sense of unsafety or unworthiness or of lack or of deficiency,
Yeah.
whatever it is. But so from there, I just sort of it just snowballed. It got out of control quite quickly. I was using methamphetamine, um, all sorts of. Like I tried everything by about age 14, except heroin, and then it wasn't long after that. I can't remember exactly. It was maybe 16, 17. I started using heroin intravenously because everything else stopped working. It was sort of like the drugs would give me that relief, certain
Oh.
drugs, but then I would be left with that same anxiety. Sometimes they would make it worse after all.
Mhm.
So I'd be left
Mhm.
with that same anxiety and then move on to the next drug. But then when I found heroin, it was sort of like I used to call it a hug from mum.
Mhm.
It just gave me that complete comfort. But then my tolerance started getting big on that, and so I started mixing benzos with it, mainly Xanax and
Mhm.
alcohol at the same time, and I'd be smoking pot on top of it. It was sort of like I'd be flooding my body with this cocktail of drugs. And by that point, my favorite place to be was between unconscious and dead. And if I wasn't there, I was extremely uncomfortable, extremely uncomfortable,
Oh, okay.
and like a terrible place to be. And
Yeah. That's a really
yeah,
extreme state. Yeah.
it is, yeah. And that, like looking back, everyone thought the drugs were the problem. And my parents thought, like, if you just stop using drugs, and
Right.
the psychologists and everyone thinks drugs the problem.
Mhm.
But they weren't, because if I didn't have drugs in my system, then I used to say to mum, it feels like I've walked into a room and found my whole family, slaughtered. Like that fight, flight, freeze, just terror overwhelming my system. Unless I had immense amounts of tranquilizers and painkillers within my system.
Right. Right.
And so that was the problem.
Mm.
It's obvious now that that was the problem.
Hello, this is Lynn Fraser with the Kiloby Center Radical Recovery Summit. We are so excited to bring you the lineup for January 10th to 19th, 2020. Go to radicalrecoverysummit.com to see the new headliners for 2020 and to sign up. You can watch free January 10th to 19th or buy an all access pass.